Well, that was kind of fun. A few months ago, I sat down to make a new video about another one of the old Mattel handheld video games. This time it was for Auto Race. I thought it would be good to make a quick short showing how the game plays and how a handheld video game from 1976 would play. I dug out a battery, plugged it into the unit, and let's give it a try. Start. Uh-oh. No signs of life. So, what was to be a short show and tell video is now turned into a repair episode. I hope you enjoy it. So, this has the same tri-corner screws that the other games have. Alright, this should have the bit in it that I used on the previous one. There they are. 1, 2, 3. That guy. Lovely. It's like a glove. Obviously, very well organized box here. This guy apart and see what's wrong with it. Oop, I almost forgot my little storage guy here. This is something I turned on my lathe a while back. It's very handy for storing little bits. Let's see what we've got here. Oddly well-designed power connector here. Loops through and underneath here, and this is a strain relief. That's very nice. That prevents it from getting yanked. It looks like it's the slider switches. Those come right out. But this is through the frame here. I suspect I need to pop this off. Somewhat loath to try here because I might break it, but I can't get to the underside of this board without it. Oh, it came off. All right. Phew. All right. That's the speaker, which sits on a little styrofoam block, which we saw in the other game. That's the back and forth lever. You can actually hear it click back and forth under the 3 positions because it has 3 lanes. Trace goes to there. That's definitely power right there. We've got an old capacitor here. These capacitors can fail over time. Like I said, it's not a particularly complicated little machine. All right, first thing I need to do is check continuity from the power to there. See if we've got power going into it. I have my trusty multimeter here. Set it to DC. First thing I do is I check the battery, of course. Make sure that's okay. 8 volts. 9 volt battery. Let's check this guy just to be safer. This is the 6 volts. Neither of those are particularly good, so it's possible these batteries might have issues. Well, that's interesting. Now, my multimeter turned off. Like any good nerd, I keep a drawer full of batteries for just such emergencies. So to get my multimeter running again, I had to go over to my battery drawer and pull out a couple AAA batteries. Fortunately, I had some on hand. This is turning into quite the yak shaving process here. Oh, let's do a video about the racing game. Oh, the racing game doesn't work. Oh, the batteries are dead. Oh, the batteries are dead in your multimeter. Fantastic. Let's try this again. Start with the old guy here. It doesn't matter which pole I put these on. It still says 8, all right. That says 5. God, I I literally just pulled this out of the package. Well, you're a bad battery and your mother hates you. So you're out of here. I'm slightly concerned about the condition of these terminals. They're not in great shape. So it's possible that there was no connection from here to there. I'll tell you what, there's ways we can fix that is to get a really good wiggle on both terminals. So that's on that side. The same thing on this side. Let's plug this guy in. Still no sign of life. Let's see if we've got power to those terminals right there. We do not. Wasn't that interesting? Huh. Okay, this might be an easier repair than I thought. Must be a break somewhere. It could be in the terminal head. Let's try that. So the way we test if those are working is we'll use a continuity tester for that. Continuity tester just beeps if there's a connection from point A to point B. Like that. Touch that. So that one's working. That one is not. I think we have found the problem. Let's try that one more time. Yep. No connection in the second terminal. They don't feel loose. That's interesting. The side of this is split. I really don't want to tear this open, but I think I have to. All right. I'm going to cut this loose. I'm probably going to end up replacing this whole endpoint. The thing with the thing. And it's soldered right onto it, right there. But it's this end that's the problem. Oh, look at that. Right there. That connection is gone. That would do it. So there's the problem. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Now, what's happening here is an almost comical attempt by me, a system software engineer, to solder the connections back onto this 45-year-old connector. Needless to say, it was a horrible failure. So to save you from the pain of watching this happen, I've cut it out of the video, and let's move on to something slightly more successful. So this repair didn't work so well. So we're going to go ahead and replace this 9-volt connector. Just so happens that I have another one from a different project. So we're going to go ahead and put this one in its place. We're going to go ahead and snip off this old one. Fortunately, we have lots of extra space here, so I'm going to cut that off. I have my fancy schmancy little strippers here, so let's take some wire off. Take some insulation off, rather. 1, 2. Not a lot of wire in there. That's fine. Great. We are going to use some heat shrink tubing to insulate this. So in order to do that, this is obviously way too long for either one of these. So let's cut these. I think we can just use half of one of these. Like that. Now, any engineer or anybody who does any electrical work or anything will tell you the number one thing you always forget to do is to thread the shrink tubing onto your wires before you solder and connect them. Let's go ahead and do that. So that's one. That's 2. This is like 22 gauge wire. There's not a lot of wire here. It's tempted to just twist these together like that. But you don't want to do that because you want these to be straight connections. So you join them nice and securely. There, just like that. And because I am overly paranoid, I'm going to go ahead and solder these. Bit of solder onto that. Nice. Just like that. That's 1. That's 2. Okay, now that those are soldered together, we can take our shrink tubing here. Over, let's do one at a time here. Make sure that's relatively centered. Looks like it is. I'll take out trusty old flamethrower 3000 here. And shrink that up. Isn't that magic? Wonderful. Beautiful. Okay, next one, we'll do the other one. It's out of the way so it doesn't get overheated when I do the positive lead here. Magic. So that's done. These are relatively cool. The next step is, let's see if this actually works. So here's what we're going to do. And remember that the game orients like this. Find our safe place for holding this, which looks like right there should be fine. Let's put that in there. Little bracket here with the helping hands. And let's see what we got. So in theory, when I plug this in, we should have a working game. Let's see what happens. There's the battery. Let's see what happens. Well, that looks a lot better. It's a little iffy, huh? Something's still not quite right. But that's working. I'm not sure why it keeps cutting out though. In all honesty, I'm not sure how to start it. I think it's this switch. It should be down in first gear. Oh, there we go. Well, the game's playing, but I can't see. Hold on. All right. Looks like it works. Let's put it back together. Let's give it a try. So that's off. Put the battery back in. Turn it on. We have a light. Dim my lights a little bit more here. Well, it looks good. Now, if I remember correctly, this is what gear you're in. That's the start, and you're supposed to maneuver your way through the cars as quickly as possible. So let's start in first gear. And see, I'm working my way up at a slow pace here. With the drone of that exciting engine. I figured out the goal of the game was to maneuver the car in the 3 lanes, avoiding the cars that are coming at you. The 1, 2, 3, and 4 switch would change what gear you're in. The goal is to make 4 laps in the shortest time possible. Eventually, I put it up in 4th gear to run as fast as I could. I made 4 laps in 32 seconds. Well, that was kind of fun. And that's Mattel Auto Race. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and would like to see more, please click the like and subscribe button down below or leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you.